Have you ever thought of an idea that you thought might change the world for the better and it actually did? Well, that is the core initiative of the organization called BUDI UTOMO. BUDI UTOMO was first initiated by Dr. Wahidin Sudiro Husodo, who was an alumnus of STOFIA. But what is STOFIA? STOFIA stands for
School tot opleiding voor inlandse arsten.
a school of the Dutch that can only be attended by the Dutch and some privileged indigenous people. He was a doctor from Surakarta who at that time actively campaigned around major cities in Java Island. He had a dream of forming an association in Indonesia. One day, on the 20th of May 1908 in Jakarta, an organization was formed with the support of 9 figures of the Sofia students. Their motive? They saw the truth behind the unprivileged people of their nation and thought that was unfair. BUDI UTOMO is the first Indonesian organization formed through the eagerness of students of Indonesia. BUDI UTOMO's aim is to legitimize consistent progress for the country and nation by their vision and missions to 1. Advance education by teaching, 2. Enhancing the country's agriculture and trade, 3. Advancing the engineering industry, and 4. Enliven our cultures to formulate BUDI UTOMO programs. They had their first Congress held on October 3-5, 1908 in Yogyakarta. It started off as a non-political organization that focuses on social and cultural aspects of Indonesia. But then a debate about the purpose of BUDI UTOMO had arisen as the 3 of the members had different visions and interests towards the association. With the conclusion that the audience of BUDI UTOMO was limited only to the people of Java and Madura, they concluded that they wouldn't be involved in political activities.
BUDI UTOMO used magazines and newspapers, or surat kabar, as their main platform for their ideas to be issued. It started by the appearance of Majalah BUDI UTOMO at the 1st of July 1910. The chief editor includes Dwijo Suwojo, Surosogondo, and Budiarjo. 1,600 pieces was printed at that time. At the midst of Majalah BUDI UTOMO's temporary break, Surat Kabar Darmo Kondo continued its role. This magazine was active from November 1913 until November 1915. Then it was followed by Majalah Guru Desa that was published at September 1910 until March 1916, focusing on how to cultivate lands, manage trades, raise livestock, health, manners, and other basic conventional works and knowledges. This magazine continually grows and became a media which the government supports the funding for about 3,166 copies per production. BUDI UTOMO was also involved in the political scene around its late years. BUDI UTOMO made a few notions regarding the World War I. The organization upholded that the protection of the nation is far way important than other nations' attacks by supporting the idea of compulsory military service for indigenous people, sending the Indie Weer Bar Committee to the Netherlands to strengthen the defense of the Indies. BUDI UTOMO members were also allowed to participate in the Volksraad, or Dewan Rakyat, forming a national committee to face elections member of the Volksraad.
And that was it. That was all there was to it. So, what made them so important that it's associated with an important date of Indonesia? Well, let's bring it back to our first question. Have you ever thought of an idea that you think might change the world for the better? Well, this is what BUDI UTOMO did.
But where's the impact? They only taught some people and decided to stop at some point. Didn't even bother to get serious into politics.
Let's consider this. They were in an era where discrimination was the dominant act caused by colonialism. And from that situation, how does someone fix that nature of discrimination? It takes one person and the help of a group of people to taste the other side and realize how discriminated their citizens are. And what BUDI UTOMO did is take the first step, the first group of people to initiate an act that would change the nature and culture of the era. Here's another question. Does the first step always guarantee success? Answer is no. But the first steps and the first mistakes made will lead to improvement and growth. To fix the mistakes they made before, that is what BUDI UTOMO did. They realized that they couldn't make a bigger impact that they left it as is, but the initiative led to many more initiatives from upcoming organizations. Now, is there anything of today's culture that you'd like to change for the better? What does change in this era mean or look like to you? If you think you're ready to make change in this world, just remember that the first step doesn't always have to be successful, and go execute it to see how far you can go with it. Perhaps you can be the first person to initiate a new change in this world.